Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, who is a mediocre Ticket to Ride player. Hi, it is I, Ben, and we are joined, as always, by an expert Ticket to Ride player. It is Noah.
Thank you. I am proud to hold the title, and I will never be playing that game again, so I can hold it forever.
And we are joined this week by our special guest, who fulfills our quota of female Ticket to Ride players. It's Jessy.
Well, hello, and welcome to my podcast. I'm happy to have you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I have lots of fun in store.
I do want to say...
Take us away.
I asked her today if she could be on the show, and she said, well, good, because you haven't had me on since February. Like, she knew the exact episode that she was on last.
I just knew that it was the one about sports, because I should not have been on it. Michael should have been on it. And the only sport that I know is the Super Bowl, so...
We can't say that here. It's the big game.
Oh, shoot.
A big game. We'll get sued.
Well, we just got copyright striked anyway. Thank you so much for joining us this week, Jessy, and thank you guys so much for joining us on Noodles at Noon. You can find us at noodlespodcast.com.
Jessy, take it away.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Oh, noodlespodcast.com. Or anywhere podcasts are available, like Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. And this week, coming to you live from the top of your favorite radio station tower. You just have to climb up there, and you'll hear a faint little voice in your ear, and that'll be us.
But hold on real tight.
Yeah, because
we are not liable for anything that happens if you climb a real radio tower. I just want to get that out there right now.
Mm-hmm. Because if you blame anything on us, they'll be like, why'd you listen? They told you to climb up a radio tower, and that's not wise.
Yeah. We have the disclaimer, so that makes it okay.
Yep.
We can say whatever we want as long as we disclaim it. Oh,
that's
Jessy's
true.
trying to leave.
Oh, she's trying to run away.
Sneak out of her chair.
Okay, can I explain our setup right now?
Sure.
Noah and I are facing each other across a table like we're on a date. And then Ben is over... like out of my peripherals, and we're
like
not really looking at him. But
I'm so happy to be here.
I just wanted to tilt so that I was including Ben. So there we go.
Tilt towards
I feel
Ben.
included in your date. Yay!
Oh, so fun for you.
Yay!
And
Jessy
Jessy has the good mic stand, or the only mic stand that I have.
Yeah, you're attached to a camera.
I have a microphone holder, like shock mount for the top of my camera. So I have 6 books, and then my DSLR camera on top, and then my shock mount on top of my camera in the hot shoe, and then a mic inside of that. So it's a real legit setup going on today.
I'm attached, my microphone's attached, well, my mic stand obviously, but this arm thing that's connected that I can move around and adjust like this, it looks very professional. This is a light, like an industrial light stand from like a factory where they would like have them and you could like pull them down to like inspect things. I bought it at a thrift store for like $3. And then I just converted it to hold my microphone.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
Ben, you could totally start your own podcast where you just talk about like DIY or like hacky ways to get good camera and sound equipment for really cheap. Cause I feel like you've done other stuff like that.
Well, here's a little clue in that'll be involved. You have to listen to the whole podcast to truly learn how to do it, but here's a little tip. Nepotism. It's a great way to get some cheap camera and sound equipment.
That is true. You know a guy. Privilege.
I know a guy. Well, Jessy, you said you had a lot of fun in store for us today, so why don't you take us away? Let us know all of this fun you have in store for us.
The fun that I have planned is telling you about myself, and that's all that I have planned.
That's a good thing to talk about on when you and Noah are on a date. So yeah.
Tell me about yourself, Jessy. What are your interests? What are your likes? What are your dislikes?
Well, let me tell you one of my dislikes. That's an excellent segue. Or no, I'll start with my likes. I like animals. I like all animal life. What I dislike is having mice living in the place where I live and using my home as a toilet. However, I did not want to use the traditional horrendous guillotine mouse traps that are cheap and popular. So Noah
and
has
quick
purchased.
and painless.
I don't know. Ask the mouse, Ben.
Can't. They're dead because they got killed quickly and painlessly.
Okay, but the real painless way to kill a mouse is to not actually kill it. You just release it back into the wild and let all of the hawks and foxes take care of it. So we have a humane mouse trap now set up in front of our front door, and we catch about 1 mouse a day, sometimes 2. And I carry it over across the street through a parking lot into a field by the elementary school, and
Next to the elementary school.
hey, they're on summer break. It's fine. And I release the little mice into the wild and hope to never see them again.
And there have been 0 fatalities with this method.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about that. Yes, there have been 0 fatalities, Ben, because it is humane.
Do you want me to tell it?
Yes, I don't want to say. And that was not my fault.
Well, they do, they say on the box, humane mousetrap. It's a humane mousetrap. It's meant to be to keep the mice alive. And it's the only trap I could find that says that. All the other ones have big, bold lettering, kills mice instantly, and all these different things. But I found one that was like, it's really humane. It's very kind to the mouse. They walk into the trap, and then it like flips over in a way where a door closes and latches, so the mouse can't get out the way it came in. However, it was really hot this week.
And that's all you need to know.
Really, really hot. And Jessy and I, some days of the week, both work long days, like 12-hour days. And if a mouse finds his way into this black trap that's out in a sunny place, and it gets over 100 degrees, and that mouse is stuck in there for 12 hours, it's a little less humane. So rest in peace, Whiskers. You're quite toasty.
Well, my theory is that he had already passed on by the time he entered or was put into the humane trap by his friends. So...
Because they didn't want to dispose of the mouse, so they carried him into this...
It looks like a coffin. It really does.
But
anyway,
none of them got trapped in the humane mouse trap.
No, it only fits about... It's pretty tiny, so...
They kept a good distance, and they just hucked him. Hucked him right up that tunnel.
They slid him over on an ice cube, and then he just went right in.
It's always the ice cube.
I will say, your humane mouse trap killed the mouse much slower and more painfully than my choice of mousetrap.
They don't know what hit him in that way. Whiskers definitely knew what hit him.
Shush. Okay. So, we have saved way more mice. And they've probably started their own family and community and built, infrastructure in the field. So
in the elementary school.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Someone's got to use it over the summer.
All the kids are going to go back next year, and mice are going to be having an industrial revolution in their second grade classroom.
Yeah.
It's just really uncomfortable because in our basement, you can hear them crawling around in the ceiling. And it's just very unnerving when you're playing a game or watching TV down there and you just hear the skitter, skitter, skitter across up in the ceiling. And it's not the main floor. It's nothing happening there. It's in between the floors. And all I can picture is Ratatouille when the lady shoots. How does that go down?
Okay, so I'm much more familiar with Ratatouille than anybody probably. But so one of the mice is hanging out on the chandelier, and so the old lady shoots at the chandelier. The chandelier comes out of the ceiling, and there are 100 mice that fall out, and that is probably what's happening. But I'd like to think one of those mice is a really good cook. And will train me.
One of the ones you released. He's going to become a world famous chef.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll come back and cook all of your meals for you.
Because of the kindness you showed that mouse.
Yeah, see, I'm kind to mice and all creatures.
I'm willing to bet that the one mouse that was a really good cook was the one that you cooked.
The really good
that
cook
was a good
got
one.
really goodly cooked.
It was well done. Yep. Inside that little box, it probably got
anyway.
up to the FDA recommended temperature for mice.
We probably could have eaten it. It probably got over
you
the
definitely
point where
could have
it
eaten it.
killed
I don't want to
all
talk
the...
about it anymore.
Okay, Jesse, I'm sorry.
All right, we can move on from this topic.
We can move on. Do you have anything else from your week you want to talk about?
Oh, yes. Me and my lady friends saw Cruella in the movie theater, and it was great, and everyone should see it. And that's the end of my week.
Nice.
Just
Cruella.
like, she was really inspired by Cruella, who's trying to kill the dogs.
No. You got to see the movie. It's
Is it Glenn Close just de-aged to look like Emma Stone?
it's all CGI. Yeah.
Well, anyway, my week has been super busy. I don't know about you guys, but it has been a super busy week. I told Jesse at one point this week, I think this is the busiest week I've had in probably years. Like, definitely since pre-pandemic, but probably even a while before then. It's just been like, multiple things a day and long work days and all my nights busy with things. But I got to do some really cool stuff this week. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was something that I get to do at my job, which is really fun. And we've talked before that I work at a lawnmower company. Daniel works there too. Friend of the show, Daniel, as I always call him. Jesse, this might unseat him for most guest appearances. We'll have to go back to, I can't remember. I think you might be tied with him now.
Well, that is a true honor because he's way better than me. So
Can we just have Jesse on like 10 times in a row? And then he's way down the list.
And then Daniel wonders why he never gets asked again. But one of the things, working at a lawnmower factory, it sounds like kind of a stuffy job or just a very uninteresting job. And there are definitely days, like with any job, that it is. But in the summer, we have a lot of our lawnmower dealers come out who sell our mowers from around the country. And they come out to our factory for a sales training event. And we teach them like the benefits of our mower, why our mower is better than others, how to sell it. But we also have a lot of fun with them. And the most fun thing we get to do is an obstacle course because our mowers are zero turn, so they're very easy to maneuver in and out of tight spaces. And so we set up like a really detailed obstacle course. Like we go all out on this thing, and we have blocks set up on either side laying out the track. They have to drive like under a bench to get the deck under to show they can mow under there. They have to drive around a cone without knocking the cone over. We have bars that'll hit you in the head if you don't duck. Think Wipeout. It's like Wipeout, but with lawnmowers.
so safe.
It takes place 100 feet in the air, and if you fall off, you just go careening into the water. Maybe not, but it's a really cool way to kind of get people engaged. And after listening to long training lectures about how to sell the mower, it's a fun way to get up and get moving around. So my job is to DJ for the course. So we have about 25 people that come out, and each of them runs the course about 4 times over the course of this 2-day training. So it's my job to provide 100 songs, one for each runner every single time. So I have a great playlist of a lot of like, I guess I call it like 80s garbage rock. Not really my thing, but you know, all the classics, the Journey,
all the good music,
the Bon Jovi,
all good music, yeah.
all the good music that most people like.
Michael listens to.
Does our generation appreciate 80s music, or are we
I
kind of
love
past that
Journey.
now?
We definitely really like 80s music.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can say we in this.
Why? Because you're older than us?
Well, no, because I think everyone's allowed to like whatever they want. But I also am older,
No.
so yes.
Everyone has to like Journey.
But it's really fun. We have like a giant LED screen set up that shows the time. We have like laser start and finish lines that they have to cross. So it's really accurate. Like it tracks your time really accurately. And it's a competition to see who can get through the obstacle course the fastest. It's just a really cool thing that we get to do. And it's really fun to get to be a part of that. But I don't know, Ben, I guess we've talked before about your walkout song for baseball, but what's like your race song? If you're about to compete in this lawnmower obstacle course race, what do you want as your background song? I really need some more suggestions.
I would do The Distance by Cake.
Dude, that is literally the first song on our playlist.
Oh,
There you
guys
go.
are so cute.
I think Daniel picked that one. So Ben and
I
Daniel.
mean,
Oh,
how can
Daniel
you
and I
not?
are so cute. Yeah, I would definitely choose that one. Life is a Highway.
That one's on there too.
Wow.
All right. Sounds like you have every song imaginable on this.
Now I feel like this is just a guessing game. What other songs do you think are on this playlist?
Halfway there. What is that called?
Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Living on a
Yeah.
Prayer. Living on a Prayer's on there.
All right. Something by Boston. How much Boston do you have?
I have 2
Ooh.
Boston.
Okay, and the 2 are something about love. Hurts So Good. Is that by Boston?
No, that's
I think you're thinking of. Oh, geez. Oh, I can't
John
think of it.
Mellencamp. Hurts So Good is on
Okay,
here.
so that's
Is that song by Blue Suede on here? No, what are they called? What are they called? The Ooga Chaka, Ooga, Ooga, Ooga Chaka.
Oh.
Hooked on a Feeling.
By
no,
Blue Suede, yeah.
but
Oh,
maybe
you
I
should put
add
that on there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
That
should
one
add
would
that
be a
on
good
there.
one. What am I thinking? What song am I thinking of by Boston? Hang on. I have a Boston album.
I know.
behind
I'm
me.
thinking like the one.
Here, this will give you a hint.
Can we? Okay. No, it's not that one that I'm thinking of, Noah.
One second.
Okay. Oh, Ben's getting really into this
Ben's
game.
like consulting his Boston records behind him or something.
Wow.
Did he take his headphones off?
Yeah, he
He
did.
can't even
We
hear
can
us.
talk about
I know
him.
what I'm thinking.
No, he doesn't. He's still looking.
More than a feeling.
More than
Yeah.
a feeling.
More
Yes,
than a
that's the one.
feeling. That's what
There
I was
you
That
go.
one's good.
I'm pretty sure that one's on here. Yeah.
How can it not be? It's on my playlist.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great DJ mix. I have
Oh,
some surprises in there. I have Tequila.
Oh, I love that song.
That's my go-to song at when I'm drinking. No, for karaoke.
Wait, doesn't
Wait,
that only
it doesn't-
have one word?
Tequila. And I can do it really well. Tequila.
You just stand there for like a minute and a half, and then you miss it. You're like a beat late.
Tequila. That one and Barracuda.
Ooh, I don't have Barracuda on here.
Ooh, you
either.
should put that one on there.
I'm putting Barracuda on here right now. Jesse, what's your
I hope this is fun for the listeners.
walkout song?
Wait, my walkout song? Oh, for the mower? Like, what would I do the obstacle course to?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something by the Black Keys, if I'm answering honestly. And if I'm not answering honestly, I would pick that really sad Sarah McLachlan song in those animal commercials.
Arms of the Angels
Yeah.
or whatever.
In the arms of the
Because I would like be crying the whole time, and I think that would make for a really good photo op.
That'd be. I threw in a few of those. I had a High School Musical song at one point. My sister ran the obstacle course at one point, so I put on Coconut Mall from Mario Kart for her. Just had to get some of those tracks in. My track is Low Rider by War.
Mhm.
It's got that great
It's a good
cowbell
one.
part in the background, and the low rider
He's a little higher.
slower, is a little higher, is a real goer. I looked up the lyrics just now because I was curious. It does not have a lot of lyrics.
No, it doesn't.
So another karaoke potential song.
Yeah, but you should just, if you don't do it in the voice, I don't know if it has the same effect. Low rider, don't use no gas now. Low rider, don't drive too fast. Take a little trip. Take a little trip. Take a little trip and see.
Okay. I don't like having you make eye contact with me and say all these lyrics.
It's great. I'm not able to make eye contact with people very often. So.
Why?
What?
Jesse's giving you this. I meant in the context of the podcast. Like,
Oh.
I can look at
Oh.
the screen, but it's not the same. I don't normally have a live person here to do the podcast. What?
I'm trying to make eye contact with you, Noah.
Oh,
Look at me.
See, now I don't know where to look. I keep looking at Jessy, and Ben's in the peripheral.
See, that was my problem.
Ben said we should just invite him over, and I was like, let's just do it online. It'll be easier. And then we spent a half hour setting up this 2-person on 1-person call.
I definitely said, hey, let's do Jessy, and then we can do it in person at your house. Was the text that I sent Noah. And then I was like, not that I'm inviting myself over to your house.
Well,
but
and you were rejected, my friend.
Yeah,
I was
and then
rejected.
I felt bad because I was like, I don't want you to not invite yourself over again because I do want you to come over. I want you to feel willing.
Just come now, Ben. It's this. We got to cut all this out anyway. So
yeah, none of this is usable. I actually haven't been recording, so.
Oh yeah, this is the dress rehearsal.
We're gonna have to say all of this again, word for word.
Yeah, you got the script, right, Jessy?
Yeah, you've been transcribing all of this, right? You're the stenographer in the corner.
I am Ethel Beavers.
Ethel Beavers.
Well, Ben, you haven't told us about your week yet.
Oh, I haven't. Well, this week I'm working a wedding, which is yesterday, and it was on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers who have children.
Oh, it was yesterday. How did it go, Ben?
Yeah, how was the wedding, Ben?
It was good. The wedding was great. I only made 15 mistakes on mispronunciation of names, but that's fine. I'm sure they have.
Are you doing a graduation at this wedding or what?
Yeah, I'm introducing all of the bridal party as if it's a graduation. That would actually be kind of funny if there was like somehow like a wedding graduation combination and
come up and get your diploma.
Get your diploma. That would be kind of funny.
And then catch the bouquet.
Yes, but on Friday I took a day off work to go to the wedding rehearsal because it was at 10 a.m. Fun time to have a wedding rehearsal. But it was great because I got to take a day off work, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. But so I went down there, and I got to the place where the wedding's going to be, and there was a camera person there, which I didn't think anything of because I was like, oh, this person doing a wedding video. But he had a relatively nice camera on a very nice camera rig with very high-end audio equipment attached to it. And I was like, strange, but maybe they're just going extra with their wedding video. Why not? So this guy was walking around kind of like talking to people, and then he went up to my friend who's the coordinator of the wedding, and he was like, hey, tell me a bit about yourself. What do you do? And she was like, yeah, I'm here. We're doing the wedding for Claire and Josh. And he was like, don't you mean Joey? We're like, no, I don't think we mean Joey. His name's Josh. We've never heard him called Joey. He's like, oh, I've always heard him called Joey. So we kind of like mingled around for a bit. And then at one point I was like, I don't think this guy is in the right place. So I go over to where he is because at this point he's gone back to his car. And I was like, hey, how are you? And he's like, I'm good. I'm like, I don't think this is the right wedding. And he was like, I don't think so either. And I was like, that's good. And he's like, what is this couple's name? I'm like, oh, their names are Claire and Josh. He's like, oh, I'm here for Blair and Joey.
Very close, though.
And I was like,
that's close.
Confusing. And he's like, yeah, the wedding's not till 7, but they told me to be here at 10 because they had to do like animation rendering. And I was like, someone did go very extra for their wedding video.
What?
Yeah. So that was a fun time, but the rest of the rehearsal went well, and the wedding went well yesterday. So, yeah, it was a good time.
Man, they could have gotten some great video footage if you just had.
Oh yeah, Ben, you ruined it.
I know.
Oh.
You should have. If you
fault.
thought this through, you could have said like, yeah, their names are Blair and Josh, but they go by Claire and Joey.
Yeah. It's just like among friends,
It's just, it's like an inside joke. So
What?
please
It's an inside
stay.
joke.
You would have been like the king of wedding gifts if you had done that. And
right?
Oh,
I
shoot.
tricked a wedding videographer into filming the wrong
like a
wedding
YouTube video.
Yeah, it sounds like a prank channel. I have a game. Oh no, actually, we have feedback this week. We have
my
stuff to talk
gosh.
about. Do you guys want to hear some feedback?
I do, because it's not even about me, so of course I want to hear it.
Well, actually, one of them involves you, and one of them gets a little bit creepy.
Oh?
Yeah. You don't know about these messages, Ben.
I know about one of them. I know about two of them.
That's true. Okay, yeah,
you
know.
You forget that I get those emails too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Anytime someone emails Noodles at Noon, it goes to Noah and it goes to me.
Oh. I didn't realize that. Oh, yeah, you are on this email. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
you do know
a
these
year
two.
in.
Well, we have 2 emails this week from Rachel. Rachel is a friend of the show, although she just started listening to the show this week, from my understanding. She joined our Discord, so it's been good to have her there. She's been sending some great gifts that I've been appreciating. But she says, so I was just listening to the second episode, and Michael said that Ben's friend's dog almost killed him at Ben's birthday party. Was that my dog? I don't remember her almost killing Michael. Michael, I'm so sorry if my dog almost killed you. And then we have 1, 2, 3, about 12 exclamation marks. So Michael's not here to answer this question, but Ben, do you know the answer to this?
I think it may have been that dog, but also I don't think it almost killed Michael.
So we're saying Michael is a little dramatic.
Maybe in
Just
this
kidding,
case,
Michael.
yes.
I'm sorry.
We love you, Michael.
We love you, Michael. We're sorry that you were almost killed by a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then episode 3, she sent in another message. I'm listening to episode 3 now, and Noah was talking about an Airbnb that they stayed at. So I was like, nice. I'm going to try and find this Airbnb, but I don't know which town. So I kept looking until I finally found it in town name redacted. Ha! I'm very bored. Okay, bye. So, Jessy, how do you feel about that?
I feel like Rachel is Noodles at midnight is what I feel. Except that's not possible. She's just now starting. I feel that you should be honored to have a new and dedicated fan, and a little creeped out that our Airbnb was found so easily.
I mean, she does know where we all live.
Yeah. She lives around here.
Okay.
So
I have
as a
heard
starting
about
point.
her, but I couldn't remember if this was
I may
the
or may
same
not
Rachel.
have invited her over to your house.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Oh,
She is married to the guy who works around a bunch of chainsaws and can't listen to our podcast.
Oh.
Because it's
Yeah.
more annoying than the saws around him.
Yeah.
It's all coming together now. Thank you for
It's
filling
all
me in.
coming together. Well, finally, we have a SpeakPipe from the great and wonderful Brian Stanley from the Journey of Scientists. Brian Stanley, here is his message.
Hello, Brian here with another very important question. If you had to be one of the 4 Teletubbies, which one would you be, and why would it be Tinky Winky? Now, for those who do not know what the Teletubbies are, it is a television show where imagine you had these massive alien babies that were then one of 4 colors, either entirely red, purple, green, or yellow. In addition, they have a television set in their little tum-tum, which, can't imagine the radiation that gives off. In addition, they have little geometric shapes on their heads, probably to act as antennas to attract different radio signals or television signals so they can watch their stomachs. Anyway, it was a very popular show. It ran for 485 episodes, according to Wikipedia, the source of all very important information. I was sorry for stuttering there. I was just amazed at thinking how much information there is on Wikipedia. I love it. It's a great source, not a sponsor. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I miss all of you, even you, Noah, even though we've never met. All right. Good luck, good night, and goodbye.
Aw,
Hear
I
that,
miss you too,
Jessy? He
Brian.
misses you.
I miss you too, Brian.
Although I will say the ending of his message was kind of ominous almost.
Good
Good
night and
luck.
good luck. Like that movie.
Jessy, take it away. Do you remember the names of the 4 Teletubbies?
Donatello.
No.
Michelangelo. I'm getting
Jessy.
confused. I just actually saw a Teletubbies meme the other day where Poe was just Edgar Allan Poe, so I would pick Poe.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy,
Lala, Edgar Allan
Poe.
Poe.
And Edgar Allan Poe.
All right, you pick Poe. Which color is that one?
I don't know.
The 5th Teletubby is named George.
Teletubby.
Teletubby.
Did I say Teletubby? The first Teletubby is named George.
Yes,
He's
just like
bright
the Beatles.
blue, and unlike the other Teletubbies, he doesn't have an antenna, which makes him different and therefore an outcast.
Wait, are you being serious, or are you just talking about the Beatles,
Yeah, I'm
George?
waiting for a joke. Whoa, who is this? He
Oh.
looks like he's dead.
It's
Like an
George,
angel.
the 5th Teletubby. He is bright blue, and unlike all the other Teletubbies, he doesn't have an antenna.
Oh, I actually thought the antennae were to help colorblind children differentiate between them, but maybe they're for radio waves.
It says he's 18 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know that that's true.
His birthday was March 18th.
And his weight is 18th. Height, 18th. Shoe size, 18th. Body
how
shape,
many?
18th.
I have an 18th body
it says,
shape.
Wait. It says tattoos. The Hammer.
Workplace, the Hammer Barn. Is this
His
real?
full name is George Hammer.
What?
No,
It
it
says,
is
hang on,
speechless.
it says work. His work is as a customer. That's not a job.
Oh wow. I don't know that that's canon. Oh, it's the Teletubbies fanon wiki. The
Shoot.
fan canon.
Because that is a real gem.
But
How do
it
they get
says
from
it was-
Tinky Winky and Lala to George?
It says it was voiced by, I believe, Toy Patton from 1979 to 2019, and then Amayam Sam from 2020 to present.
In what?
In Teletubbies.
That show is not on. What is?
Noah, it's pretend. It's okay.
I want to know more about this. Wow. But Ben, you didn't answer. Which Teletubby would you be?
I'd probably be the red Power Ranger.
The red one is Poe.
Oh shoot.
Oh, that's
We'll
what I'm
fight. We'll
taking.
fight for him.
No, I want to be the purple one with the triangle antenna. That's
That one's Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
I was gonna pick Tinky Winky too, as did Brian apparently. I think it's cool that Tinky Winky carries around a red bag, like kind of a purse-looking thing, even though he's a dude. And they kind of did that to show, like, hey, you can be different and it's okay. And for me, as someone who like wishes I could carry a purse because it would be so practical, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. I say more power to you, Tinky Winky.
Hey, no, I'm gonna give you a present.
Cricket
And-
sound.
that present I'm gonna get you is cargo shorts.
Or
Oh,
a wife
come
that
on.
carries a purse.
You can't put a whole stick of deodorant in your cargo shorts.
Yes, you can.
But then you have like this weird lump in your shorts.
Yeah, but at least you don't have to remember to pick up your purse.
That's true. What's weirder, carrying around a big red purse or having a stick of deodorant down your pants?
And there's no middle ground.
Well, I wouldn't say it's down my pants.
Jessy, do you want to get in on this conversation?
Not really.
That's
Can
fair.
Can I make a reference that you might cut out?
Sure.
That's a good idea. And if anyone wanted to know what it was that we just cut out, subscribe to our Patreon. And then Jessy's secrets will be revealed. Jessy's 30 things that she said that we can't talk about.
Yep. I'm quite appalled, really. It was...
I was a sailor in another life. What can I say?
Hey, there's a boat
I
right
don't know.
behind you.
That's
It's
true.
a Lego pirate ship, but
A Lego
that's what
pirate
you
ship.
sailed.
Guys, who wants to play a new game?
I don't.
Me. Oh, high five, I
Not a
guess.
high five,
I was
but-
raising my hand, but
went
Noah
for the
high
high
five
five.
me anyway.
I'll play a new game.
All right. Who's ready to play? What did I name this game? Go to the show notes. Publicity Stunts Gone Wrong. Wrong. You have the better mic this week, Ben. You can say it. Okay, I got my notes up. All right, I'm going to ask a series of questions talking about some different publicity stunts that have occurred over the years. Every now and then, companies do some pretty wild and wacky things, and sometimes they go awry. You know, like whether it's something like Pepsi trying to have a commercial that talks about race and police brutality in the middle of the Super Bowl, and that just like not flying. But we're talking about bigger things today, things that destroyed whole towns, basically. That's not really an exaggeration.
Whoa.
All right. I'm going to ask a question. You both get a chance to answer it. It's our pretty standard game rules. Jessy, as the guest of honor this week, you're going to get to go first. So, for our first publicity stunt, in 1974, the Cleveland Indians held a special promotion at one of their baseball games that led to rioting like they had never seen before. In fact, it got so bad that Cleveland ended up having to forfeit the game so everyone could go home. What was this promotion?
Well, quite frankly, I just feel like the name itself is a little bit racist, but I'm not going to go down that avenue.
They are changing it
Oh, they are? That's
in
good.
present day. This
Yeah.
is their last season with that name. Also, Noah, how dare you not think I know the exact answer to this question?
Shoot,
I wondered if you knew your 1974 Cleveland baseball history.
Okay.
This is all, I thought this would be some interesting history, like some fun tidbits, and you may know some of these.
Okay, well, I certainly don't know this one, but I'll give it a shot. So they, at their game, were offering free slushes to anyone who could prove that they could.
They got the polio vaccine.
In 1974.
I don't know. See how long they could. If they could hold their breath for longer than 5 minutes, then they got a free slush, and then people were dying. So there were riots. I don't know. Tell it, Ben.
Ben.
This was 25-cent beer night, where they gave away beer for 25 cents, and chaos ensued.
So it wasn't that the fans were mad about the promotion. They just got like drunk and crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, Ben's going to take the point. Ben, it was 10-cent beer night.
Oh.
Even worse.
I
Regular
forgot to
price,
adjust for inflation.
Right. Regular price for a beer at this point was 65 cents, which I've never bought a beer at a baseball game, but I imagine they're like $8 now or something.
They're expensive. Yes, very expensive.
But fans could buy beer for only 10 cents each. There was a limit of 6 beers
Oh
per
my
purchase.
gosh.
However, there was not a limit on number of purchases. So you could buy 6 beers, go drink the beers, come back and buy 6 more beers. They're not going to track you.
Which, those 6 beers were cheaper than the price of 1 beer normally. Because
Right.
it would be 60 cents for 6 beers when it's normally 65 cents for 1 beer.
So, and this comes from ourcommunitynow.com, this article that I pulled a lot of these from. It says fans became heavily intoxicated and even rioted during the 9th inning, which ultimately caused Cleveland to forfeit the game since there was 0 crowd control. They didn't even have crowd control at this event. They didn't think that maybe something was going to happen there. This wasn't the first time they'd held a cheap drink promotion either. But due to some animosity toward the rival team, the Rangers, the Indians fans were all too keen on making sure they knew they weren't welcome. So, lesson learned. Maybe don't offer 10-cent beer at your
Like unlimited
baseball stadium.
Yeah, unlimited beer. Okay. Well, someone had too much faith in humanity.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is 1974. This is not that long ago. Like, I don't see how this got approved by anybody.
Can I tell
They
you
had probably had some 10-cent beers in them by that point.
Sorry, Ben?
Okay. I really hope this isn't... do you have any other baseball-related publicity stunts go wrong?
I do not.
Okay. This is one of my favorite... Not favorite. It's a really sad story, but it's kind of ironic in the fact that a minor league baseball team once had a strikeout domestic violence night where it was like promoting like stuff against domestic violence, and it ended in one of the worst brawls in minor league baseball history.
Oh, no.
Like among the fans or among the players?
Among the players. There were 124 combined days of suspension. Players were hospitalized. $6,000 in fines were handed out that night. It was the Winston-Salem Warthogs and the Durham Bulls.
Wow. So not exactly setting a good example for that night.
No.
Wow. I need to learn more baseball history, apparently. There's some interesting stories to talk about.
Want to hear my favorite baseball fact?
Lay it on me.
Okay. Nope. Jesse said
No,
no.
I'll just cover
You'll
my
never
ears. You
hear
can tell
about Ray
Noah.
Caldwell. You'll never hear about Ray Caldwell.
Ray Caldwell, he's my favorite baseball player.
Yeah. Jesse will never hear about the fact that in
Ben,
1919
give the people what they want.
he got struck by lightning while pitching and then got up and pitched the rest of the game.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. And did he like throw a no-hitter after that? That would be awesome.
No. He didn't.
Well.
He just got up and pitched the rest of the game.
Oh. It'd be cool if like the ball was electric after that. He was shooting this electric
That would
ball
be cool.
or pitching this. Anyway,
I
all
mean,
right,
it's pretty cool by itself. Okay.
Ben is up 1-0. Ben, Snapple tried to break a Guinness World Record and ended up drowning New York instead. What did they do?
They wanted to have the largest non-water-based water balloon fight, where the balloons, instead of being filled with water, were filled with Snapple. The snap that smiles back.
Oh, that would be sticky. Imagine a Snapple-filled water balloon. Oh, that's sticky. All right.
I don't
that's a
have to
good
imagine
guess.
it. It happened, and I was there.
It happened. Yeah, Ben was right there. Jesse, were you there?
Well, I think Snapple must have tried to break 2 world records because this one,
They had 2 Snapple water balloon fights.
if anyone is familiar with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, there is an enormous fish bowl full of water and one tiny little fish in it. And so Snapple tried to make the world's largest fish bowl filled with Snapple, and then it broke and drowned New York City.
All right, so we have a fishbowl full of Snapple or a Snapple water balloon fight. In an attempt to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records, Snapple decided to make the world's biggest popsicle, with the filling of the popsicle being their newest flavor.
Oh.
It was a 35,000-pound, 25-foot-tall popsicle that was hauled from New Jersey to Manhattan. It was lowered down via a crane. And then as the popsicle was being lifted up by the crane, it started melting immediately. It says the pink liquid began to rush out and cover the streets in Snapple juice. It was a huge, sticky mess that took a very, very long time to clean up. Police and fire departments were called to help manage the crowds and start the cleaning process, even sending out a citywide alert that stated, "A giant popsicle being displayed by Snapple has melted in the heat and sun and spilled all over 17th Street." Police on the scene are attempting to wash down the roadway, sticky goo all over the area. And yeah, it's literally flooding the streets of Manhattan with this 25-foot tall popsicle.
You know what? I totally remember this. I remember reading about this while I was in high school.
Yeah, it doesn't... I don't have a date here, but it doesn't look like it was that long ago.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, it's a big deal.
I remember seeing that exact photo.
I don't know what they thought was going to happen. Like,
I
if
mean,
it was just
New
a hotter
York.
day than they expected.
I don't.
It's always hot in the summer in New York.
Yeah.
And how long was it supposed to stay there? Like, I don't know. I don't understand any part of this plan, but the giant snapsicle did not end well.
Ooh, Snapsicle though.
It's a catchy
That's a
name.
good one.
And you know what? People are talking about it. So
That's a
PR done
snap
right.
that smile snack. Snapsicle.
Oh, that's goldfish. I was wondering why that was familiar. Okay.
I'm going to give this one to Jessy because she specifically mentioned flooding the streets of
She
New
did.
York.
I basically
And-
just repeated the question. So
Take it.
I'll take it.
Jesse. Just take
I'll
it.
take it. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was in the question.
Yep.
Big fishbowl of Snapple. Big popsicle. I don't know. I'll give it to Jessy. We'll give her that one.
Oh, thanks for your pity point, apparently.
Yeah, you can have this one.
I think it made more sense.
Jesse, if it makes you feel better, I didn't really want it, so
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
Ben
Ben.
didn't
That
really
makes me
need
feel
it.
really good.
yeah,
for sure.
you can have it.
All right. Well, next question. Publicity stunts are not a new thing. This one dates all the way back to 1896.
I was at that
This-
one too.
Yeah, Ben, you might have been there. This event, dubbed the Crash at Crush, was appropriately named after its creator, William George Crush, and was attended by 50,000 people. That's all you get. Jessy, explain to me what the Crash at Crush was.
It was the Hindenburg. No, that's probably not funny. Okay, so Crush, all I can think of is, of course, the soda pop, which of course we know was invented in 1890 something, and they had like a boat race on a, I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that two boats crashed into each other, and it doesn't have to do with the soda. I don't really care. But two boats crashed into each other at this promotion for the new soda crush.
The new
Okay.
soda crush.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, no, that's a good guess. All right, Ben.
I'm thinking, since this guy's name was Crush, right? Was his name Crash or Crush?
His name was, Crush. It was
Okay.
William George Crush.
William,
Like the turtle.
good old Billy Crush. I think this is the 1890s. We're just getting over the Civil War because that happened. A couple decades prior. It wasn't
Ben.
It wasn't that
Generation
much
back, you
longer.
know.
It was the 1860s when that happened. I think he organized two steam locomotives to crash into each other to promote his steel business, because he was like, these trains are made out of my steel, because everyone in the 1860s was like, steel is a thing. Like, yeah. And this took place in Pittsburgh, by the way. That's why the name the Steelers became a thing.
Wow.
Yep.
Ben's was
so
more
yeah.
thought out, but much
He
more wrong.
organized two locomotives, and then the steel was not that great. The locomotives exploded, and many hundreds of people died.
Gosh.
Horrible locomotive-related deaths. Trainbows.
Trainbows are wonderful, joyous things.
Where are Michael's bongos when you need them? One of you is exactly right. Do either of you know which one of you is right?
It's me.
It has to be Jesse. It can't possibly be
It
me.
has to be Ben. His had to do with real
It
stuff.
cannot possibly be me.
Yeah. Did you know this, Ben?
What?
I mean, you're not exactly right, but the Crash at Crush was a head-on train crash organized by the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad. It was named after William George Crush, who created the stunt. He just wanted to crash two locomotives into each other, like just head-on crash two locomotives into each other. History is a little unsure why exactly. The top theory is that they were 30-ton steam locomotives, and the railroad had upgraded to 60-ton models, and they didn't really know what to do with all their 30-ton models that weren't in use anymore. So they decided the best use of them and all that steel was to invite 50,000 people to show up charged $2 for a round trip to witness the crash, and then crashed two 30-ton locomotives into each other. This is a real story.
Well, it didn't happen in Pittsburgh, so.
It did not happen in Pittsburgh. You are
That's
correct.
True. Jesse had the whole boats crashing into each other first. But
yeah, Ben.
So, okay,
That's cool.
$2
that's
for
pretty
a round.
amazing.
Are these the trains that the people rode in on? 'Cause you said like
You can't get home now.
yeah, like it said round trip, but nope, sorry, the trains kind of exploded.
I'd assume they were probably the 60-ton trains, so they were excited to be like, man, remember those 30-ton trains we used to have to ride in? These are like twice as nice, I'd say. Let's go
At least
destroy
twice as
those old
heavy.
trains. Well, I do have one more question because I just had
Wait,
four
who gets
things.
the point?
Oh, Ben. Sorry.
I think
I'm sorry.
obviously Ben.
Gets the point. 2-1. But Jesse, you do have a chance to tie because I had one more question. I actually just learned about this event today. You guys might know it. It's just something I learned about today and inspired this game. But this event was also set in Cleveland, only 12 years after the baseball game riot. And it was held by the nonprofit United Way. It involved unleashing over 1.5 million blanks into the city of Cleveland. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. It ended up creating a mass panic throughout the city, and it even led to 2 deaths. What did United Way unleash upon the city? Ben is first. I think Jesse
I'm
might
so
know
glad
it.
I get to go first because Jesse definitely knows it. But I definitely know it because the answer is balloons. They released like 1.5 million balloons, and it like blocked out the sun. They like filled the entire city. It was terrible.
Jesse,
I actually just recently learned about this on an episode of Corridor Crew on YouTube.
What? Well, I'll say bees.
were you going to say balloons? Do you know this one?
No, I just really thought it was bees.
Oh,
I got really excited because I couldn't think of anything else it could possibly be except for like honeybees to repopulate. But balloons makes more sense because like who would release a bunch of bees? That's insane. But apparently balloons are also insane to release. So good job, Ben.
Well, yeah, Ben is correct.
Wow.
This is the Cleveland 1986 Balloon Fest. Yeah. So Ben, I just learned about this today on YouTube as well from one of my favorite YouTubers, Peanut Butter Gamer, who happened to mention this in passing, and I was like, wait, what? What happened? And yeah, sure enough, they decided, and this definitely tells me how much we've changed how we view the environment and how we try to treat the earth. Like if it's discouraging to think like how we're treating the earth today, at least nobody's releasing 1.5 million balloons just out into the city and just letting them pop, especially when there's like a helium shortage and we're running out of helium. But anyway, yeah, they had this grand plan to release all these balloons into the air. They were supposed to go up into the atmosphere and pop. Everything was going to be fine. However, it was starting to get a little rainy, so they said, okay, let's just release them a few hours early. So they released them a few hours early. It's really cool. The pictures look awesome. I mean, it looks like Up. However, the rain came down, and the rain came down hard, and it knocked all the balloons back down to the surface of the earth, covering streets in balloons, covering rivers, lakes, covering the whole town in balloons. It was hard to drive through the town. It was hard to see people or find people. And then there were 2 fishermen who were out on a lake who got lost, and the police had to go out looking for them. And the police couldn't find them amidst the balloons, and they found their bodies like a week or 2 later.
Oh my gosh.
And so the balloons have been attributed as the reason they couldn't find these fishermen. Horrible story. Crazy event.
I wonder what their tombstones say. Here lies Jeff. Died via balloon.
Yeah, I mean...
That's the only reasonable explanation.
imagine what that would look like. You just look outside and there are just balloons everywhere and people freaking out.
Well, that's why we don't hear about United Way anymore.
Yeah, actually one of the families of one of the fishermen ended up suing United Way over this, and I think there are a few more lawsuits. I don't know about it. The article didn't mention anything about aircraft. I don't know if they had to make the whole town like a no-fly zone for a while.
I would imagine.
I don't know how anybody approved that. Like, they might as well have filled the balloons with 10-cent beer while they were at it.
May I just say, and this isn't to toot my own horn or anything, but like, I basically got 3 out of 4 of these exactly correct.
Okay, Ben, enough of your sass. Okay.
Ben wins the game for sure. Ben
For
gets,
sure.
Well, Ben gets the last point, 3-1.
No, it's fair. I didn't know any of these.
But I thought this was interesting. We all learned a little history today.
We did. And speaking of history, it's time to play Florida Man, because that's the best sort of history there is. I have 3 Florida Man stories from this week, actually. They are from June 21st, June 22nd, and June 23rd, respectively. And if you don't know how Florida Man works, I have 3 headlines from Florida Man stories. I have removed important words or phrases that Noah and Jessy will have to fill in and try and figure out what happened in this Florida Man story. However, if they don't get it right, I will just choose whoever had the best story or whoever was closest. But if they do get it exactly right, they will also get the point. So, does that make sense?
I think I've played this before.
I think you may have. I think you may have been on one of the times we played it before.
Sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready to win.
Oh, good. We're going to start with you then, Jessy, because on June 21st, 2019, Florida man throws blank at judge during trial, misses, and is acquitted.
Marco Rubio. It's always Marco Rubio. If
Oh,
Florida
yeah.
man's
Marco
throwing
Rubio.
something, it's Marco Rubio.
What did this Florida man throw at a judge and
Well,
miss, but also
I'm
get
going to
acquitted?
say his croc. And by that, you can take that to mean the shoe or the common Florida pet critter.
He threw his crock at the judge. All right, Noah, what did this Florida man throw at a judge?
I bet you're right. I bet it was a shoe. I think that's a really good guess. What year was this, Ben?
2019.
Okay, so this is recent. I'm trying to think what's on your desk, you know, when you're at the plaintiff desk. You have all that stuff there. You have paper. You probably have a lawyer's briefcase.
Or the lawyer.
Or the lawyer. You just, chuck him up there. I'm going to say a briefcase. But I think Jesse's right. I think it's a shoe.
Well, neither of you are right.
Oh.
Because the correct answer is Florida man throws feces at judge during trial, misses,
Oh, you can't do that.
and is acquitted. The Miami Herald reports 33-year-old Dorlins Philidor was sitting in a wheelchair next to the Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Lisa Walsh when officials say he tried to throw his excrement at her. It did not reach her, and there were no jurors present during the incident.
So the
But he
judge
was
was
found
like,
innocent.
okay, I guess you're fine.
He was found innocent.
Wow.
Not of throwing feces. He was guilty of that. But he still also faced charges for grand theft auto. I can't remember what case this was for, but yeah. As far as briefcase or shoes,
Remember I said
I
it
feel
could
like
have been the
shoes-
animal. Yeah.
it could have been the animal, but that doesn't really help your case because I was going to say
Well-
shoes smell bad, and so does fecal material.
Croc is an Australian word for fecal matter.
That's not true.
I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So Jessy gets the point. Moving on to round number 2, starting with Noah, June 22nd, 2020. Florida man carrying nearly 500 grams of weed tries to blank, police say. What did this Florida man try to do with his, well, maybe not with his 500 grams of weed, but while he was in possession of 500 grams of weed? Noah?
Does this article imply that that is illegal at this time? I don't know if weed is legal in
I believe
Florida.
it's still illegal in Florida.
I think everything's legal in Florida.
Is weed illegal in Florida?
I guess it doesn't really matter.
You're just stalling.
I'm just stalling. Yeah. I think he offered it to a cop. I think. Like, just brazenly, like, look, cop, I know you got a hard job. People ain't painting you in such a good light these days. Why not take the edge off with a little of my special sauce?
Ah, the special sauce. For those of you keeping track at home, medicinal marijuana is legal in Florida, but it is not decriminalized. So he tried to pay off a cop using his special sauce, says Noah. Jessy, what do you think this Florida man, emphasis on maybe not with the weed, but while he was in possession of the weed?
I think he tried to enter a children's daycare to pick up his son. He was drenched in weed. I don't know. However you carry weed around, like a cape or yeah.
The old cannabis cape. Well, this Florida man carrying nearly 500 grams of weed tried to steal a plane to meet his girlfriend, police say. A Florida man is behind bars after he attempted to steal a plane at the New Smyrna Beach Municipal Airport so he could fly to California to meet his girlfriend while carrying nearly 500 grams of marijuana.
I think that's a mission in Grand Theft Auto, like the video game.
It might be.
This is what inspired that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, he was also found in possession of a pipe which had traces of methamphetamine on it. So he was in super good of a place to fly this plane. I mean, he'd probably do a better job of it than I would, just because I don't know how to fly a plane. I don't know if he knew how to fly a plane, but he did not succeed in stealing it. As for who gets the point, I don't know, because you both are so wrong.
I'm not that wrong.
You're very wrong.
No, he. Can I?
You said he tried to pick up his child.
Well, like I said, he entered a place.
Entered a daycare to pick up his child.
And he had to enter an airport to steal a plane.
Fair. Noah, discuss.
I mean, I would say mine involved cops, and clearly a lot of cops were involved in this incident.
Okay, well, that was kind of in the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they said the police said. But that's a good point, Noah. I'm going to give the point to Noah. Which makes us tied going into the last round.
Fine.
If you want to find out what interesting and depressing thing Noah just talked about, make sure you find us on patreon.com.
And for those keeping track at home, that is 3 depressing stories Noah has brought up, and at least, 25 curse words that we've had to bleep out of Jessy.
Yeah, from Jessy. Yeah. It was only 2 depressing stories from Noah and 1 incredibly profane and filthy, like, I need to take a shower, complete, like, diatribe between Jessy and her conscience.
Okay, Ben, I now know your mother, and I really want her to respect me. So, Karen, this is a complete falsification.
She's asleep by now. It's fine. Like, she did not make it this far into the podcast.
That's true. That's very true. We're like an hour and 15 minutes in.
Oh, we got a lot of stuff to cut out. It's fine.
We got a lot of stuff to cut out. Well,
I like to tell the
round.
audience that, because then they can look and go, oh, it's only 54 minutes in. What did they talk about?
Diatribes, man. Anyway, on June 3rd, it's tied, by the way. June 23rd, 2015, a Florida man convicted of killing former FSU mascot in blank dispute. What kind of dispute led to one Florida man to kill the former FSU mascot?
Was this
Jessy.
the guy in the costume, or?
It says former, so I don't think he was presently in the costume, but that is a good question and the only one that you get.
Whoa. Okay, so my first thought was like the actual animal that represents the mascot. I don't know what FSU.
I believe Florida State University is the Seminoles, which is an Indian.
Wait,
oh,
who are the Gators then?
That's the Florida.
That's like not
Florida.
A school.
The Florida Gators, definitely a school.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Florida Gator. Why are you
That's
asking
where
me
Tim
a sports
Tebow went.
question?
Yeah, Tim
That's where Tim
Tebow. He was a
Tebow
Gator.
went.
Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
This is the only sports fact Noah knows. Did you read all the Tim Tebow books growing up?
All the Tim Tebow, the Kirk Camerons, all the...
Yeah.
the Sadie Robertson,
Hey, don't make fun of Sadie Robertson. She is a treasure.
the Jill Duggar, or whichever Duggar probably wrote a book. Probably all of them. Maybe most
They
of
were
them.
homeschooled. They can't write.
Oh, I forgot that you're not insulting me. I like got really offended, and then I was
Jessy
like,
got
oh
really
yeah.
offended for me, and I laughed.
But then I remembered we can pick on Noah because we're public
Yep.
schoolers. I'm gonna just throw out, because I actually forgot like the question or what I'm supposed to fill in, but I'm just gonna say they were fighting over whether the Gators were a school team or I'm sorry. Yeah, they were fighting over the Gators sport question.
The
I don't know. I
sports
don't remember the
Gators
question.
sports question. That is the question. All right, Noah.
I really thought it was the FSU Gators. Are you sure it's not a different school, Ben? Or are you sure it's a different school?
I am incredibly certain.
See, this can start a real fight. So I think my question or my answer is valid.
I'm just going to answer something Gator related anyway, because that always seems to work out for me. I'm going to say, well, okay, I'm also going to tie this into a real life fight that Jessy witnessed this week at a Panera. What were they fighting over, Jessy?
Oh, two grown men were arguing with each other about whether or not bacon is healthy.
So I'm going to say they were arguing over whether Gator bacon is healthy or not.
Gator bacon.
Gator
Argument
bacon.
about gator bacon. Well, the answer is on June 23rd, 2015, Florida man convicted of killing former FSU mascot in gumbo spice dispute. On June 23rd, 2015, Thompson and Haley, that's the only names that they are given, began arguing about how many spices to add to the gumbo they were making at Buddy's Seafood Market. The argument quickly escalated into a physical altercation involving a 2x4 and a pocket knife.
Oh my gosh.
The pair were separated, but Thompson is accused of starting up the fight again, this time with a decorative sword. Haley tried to defend himself with a mop handle, but suffered stab wounds to the abdomen. Haley died 2 days later. I shouldn't be smiling because somebody died, but what are these two fights? Because first of all, someone brought a 2x4 to a pocket knife fight, and then somebody brought a mop handle to a decorative sword fight. So like, not great. There's an imbalance of weaponry.
There's something in the water down there, man.
Florida's
Gators.
Gators.
Yeah,
It's gators, baby.
Well, I think obviously Noah gets the point on that
Noah
one.
gets the point because it was food related. So congratulations, Noah. You win this game.
Swept.
Speech.
Well,
speech.
I just want to quote from scripture where it says that a man leaves his mother and father and is joined to his wife, and then they are one. So really, this win is a win for Jessy as well. So I want to lift her up and make her voice heard. So Jessy, you're the true winner.
Okay, I feel like this is so mansplaining. I don't want your pity trophy.
Jessy,
I'm
I want
a
you
loser.
to know you're valued.
It's okay.
Jessy, do you have anything you would like to add?
I'm just really sorry for all of the horrible things I said.
It's fine. You're editing this week, Jessy, so
Oh, good.
You'll just have to
we
take
should
care
give her
of it.
that power. That'd be awesome.
we should. This episode edited by Jessy.
And we're all going to sound like Teletubbies.
What do Teletubbies sound like?
I don't know. Do they speak?
Yeah, they could like, uh-oh. Hi.
All right, Ben, take us out.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, guys. You guys are the true winners. We hope to have you listen to us again next week. Thank you for listening to Noodles at noodlespodcast.com. And bye.
I'm going to put in a clip of Teletubbies back to back with my voice, and you guys will know that it's real good. I'm right on. I'm dead on.
Four.
Uh-oh.
Teletubbies.